Way back in days of old, there was a legend told.
Sorry to interrupt. It's a very catchy tune, but there's only so many times you can hear it.
So what are you saying?
Your favorite nights
You mean?
are back.
Yes, Richard. Are you serious?
Hells yeah. Is this for real? Is this really happening?
We are officially big pimpin'.
Yeah, fair enough.
Galavant, the 5-week comedy extravaganza, returns January 3rd on ABC.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which we talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear and then discuss them over a glass of wine. I'm Patrick M. Dunn, and you probably remember me from the previous 70 episodes, and I'm joined here, as always, by Kat Halstead.
Hello, everybody.
And we've made it to episode 71, our another request episode?
Yes, this was requested by Heather. You may know her as One Little Spark on Twitter.
Shout out to Heather for requesting this. And so many feels. So many feels. I don't think I understood this show at all. I don't think I knew what I was getting myself into.
I don't think you have the same feels that I have.
No, you were like, you're going to love it. You're going to binge watch the entire series. And I watched like 10 minutes of the first episode and I was like, what is this? I have no idea. I tried to watch it again today and I kind of understand it. I kind of get what's going on, but every 30 seconds they break into a song and then it just resets my mind. I feel like the character from Memento whose brain just resets every 15 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Shout out to Memento. But yeah, it's a monumental day in the world. It also happens to be Betty White's 95th birthday today.
Yes, yay. Happy birthday, Betty White.
Shout out to old people. Shout out to old actresses. According to the article that I just read, she is still cooler than all of us, apparently.
Yeah, of course. She's Betty White.
Do you think we can get her on the podcast?
She will always be cooler than all of us.
I don't know. It's debatable.
I mean, I don't know.
Do you know what else marks the anniversary of?
What?
36 years ago today, Motley Crue formed.
36 years ago? So Motley Crue is older than us.
Yes, by a year-ish.
Okay.
I believe their first album came out before I was sprung into the world, so...
That makes sense.
That makes you feel a little bit better about yourself, right?
Yes, of course. Because you're always trying to make me feel super old.
It's not like finding out that this Fergie song that you liked a while ago is now 10 years old. Did I say Fergie? Is it a Fergie?
God. Oh my god.
And then that song's probably like 12 years old, to be real.
Yeah.
All right, so Galavant, season 1, episodes 1 and 2. That's what we're doing tonight?
Yes, because they aired together originally.
On January 4th, 2015. So this is a new-ish series?
Yes, this is a newer series, which is a little different than what we normally do.
Yeah, I wouldn't classify this as yesteryear. I mean, although technically it is in the past.
It is, because ABC canceled it.
I have never heard of this show until last week, maybe?
You've never heard of it?
No, why would I have?
I don't know why you wouldn't have. Because I watched it, so I tweeted about it, and I tumbled about it, and all that stuff. Maybe it just got lost in all the Girl Meets World.
Maybe I got lost in that shuffle. But
it probably did get lost in the shuffle. That was Kat's Ruckus-centric blog.
Can I have you give your description of the series, then I will give my description of the series?
Okay. So Galavant is a series about a heroic knight who has his heart crushed by the evil Madalena, and he has to find himself and find true love again.
And that's your take on it?
So yeah.
My take is basic TV Game of Thrones with song and dance. And some jokes that aren't funny.
The show is hilarious. Patrick is wrong.
Although I did laugh at the Orange You Glad I Didn't Say Banana Again bit, because I used to say that joke all the time when I was like 8.
Oh, Chester.
And last week you sent me a video of Kylie Minogue was in this, but yet she is not in these episodes. Apparently she was only a guest star.
No, she's in season 2.
So we couldn't have even done a Kylie Minogue episode.
I felt like you needed to know the show before we could jump into that episode because you would have been even more confused.
Kylie Minogue can explain anything she wants to me, and I will listen.
Basically, she just sings about taking off guys' clothes.
Okay. Well, she should have been in this episode. And she was not. Instead, we got like a stupid John Stamos role.
John Stamos is actually in the episode with Kylie Minogue.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Oh, so he's like a recurring character on this. Ooh.
Yeah, he comes back. He pops back up.
Okay. You mean he wasn't busy doing Fuller House? What else is...
Grandfathered Fuller House. He was a busy guy last year.
Yeah, so when did he find time to squeeze us in? And do you think he squeezed Kylie Minogue?
He probably did.
I mean, why would you not? She's Kylie Minogue.
He squeezed it in between, like, Grandfathered and Fuller House and whatever else he was working on. Because he's like... Oh, plus, like, rehab.
Like real life rehab?
Yeah, like, remember he got, like, that DUI or something and had to do rehab?
No.
Like, right before his show started filming?
No, go on. This is juicy.
You don't remember this?
This is a juicy scoop. I think you need to...
You don't remember this?
No, I don't think I follow John Stamos news.
Apparently not.
No, why would I?
Like, yeah, he had... He got arrested and then had to do, like, a rehab program or something. Yeah, it was for Ambien.
Oh, that's not real rehab. That's just he can't sleep at night and he probably just takes too many Ambiens.
It was, like, the middle of the afternoon.
Well, I mean, he probably works around the clock. He was a doctor on ER once, so, they work weird hours.
He was a rock star on General Hospital.
He was also a rock star on Full House. And what was he on Jake in Progress? Do we know? Do we remember? Do we care?
I don't remember. My memories of that show are very fuzzy.
Yes. I did remember seeing an episode at one point in time. That's all I remember.
He was a restaurant owner on Grandfathered.
Okay. And he was also a grandfather on Grandfathered.
Surprise! You have a son and a granddaughter.
Yeah, that is a shit end of the deal, huh?
And it's the woman who you consider the one who got away, and she didn't tell you because she didn't think you were responsible enough. And she's just going to go and stomp on your heart.
Do you think that was a John Stamos reality show?
I'm sure there were bits and pieces that were based in real life.
All right, shall we talk about what was on January 4th, 2015?
Yes, let's talk about what was the other programming that night. Because I know that I did not actually watch this the night it premiered. I watched it the next day on abc.com. Okay,
well, it's not that much of an exciting lineup, and ABC, obviously, from 8 to 9, they had the Galavant Hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 9, they had Resurrection, which I think, was that a J.J. Abrams show about people coming back from the dead? Was that one? And John Locke was in it?
Yeah, it was. It was the one that had the dad from that 70s show on.
Okay. Was John Locke in it?
No, I don't think so. He was on the 666 one.
Oh, that's right. 666 Avenue or something.
Yeah.
And then after Resurrection with Red Foreman was Revenge, which is no longer on the air, I believe.
No, it's long gone.
It's long gone. It was basically a primetime soap-ish type thing. I
actually did not watch it, so.
I've heard good things about it, and I haven't yet to see it either. Maybe someday I'll get around to it, but no.
I heard good things and I heard bad things.
I heard the first season's good, and then it kind of goes south.
They just keep dragging it out.
It would be like if you stuck through all 7 seasons of Melrose Place. That's Revenge in a nutshell.
Like, okay, there are some shows that while I love them, they are concepts that can really only last a short period of time. And then they're hits, but they just get dragged out way too long.
You mean like every TV series ever?
No, like there are ones that are just, okay, like I love The Good Place on NBC. But I don't see how they can make that more than one season. Because it already feels like they're just dragging it out.
Yeah, I'm already kind of tired of it. Like, I love Ted Danson and I love Kristen Bell. And the idea was kind of funny at first, but it should have just been like a 2-hour movie. Like a Netflix movie that you watch on a Sunday rainy day.
Yeah, it could have just, or like just a very limited, we've got your 10 episodes here, you tell this journey in this time.
Do a British style where it's 6 episodes and you're done. You never hear from it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these people move on. All right, so CBS had a show on at 8 called Madam Secretary, which starred Taya Leone.
That show's still on.
Is it still on?
Yes.
Wow. Surprised. You know what? now that I have my own CBS All Access, maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah.
And then following Madam Secretary is a show that has ended, but a spin-off is coming on to CBS All Access, The Good Wife, starring our good friend Christine Baranski.
I love me some Christine Baranski, but I have never watched The Good Wife.
No, I have never watched it either, but I will totally go back and watch it just so I can watch her in her own show on CBS All Access.
You know what? I like the concept, but CBS's Sunday nights are always pushed back because of football and other sporting events. So I just find no reason to watch CBS Sunday night.
Yeah, I can relate. It's like Fox is the same way.
No, Fox has that built-in after show.
The cushion?
Yeah, it has that cushion so that...
They give you more cushion for the pushing?
They give you a little cushion so that if the football game goes like 20 minutes over, okay, this show is actually only 10 minutes long.
Yeah, like you might miss a rerun of Bob's Burgers, but who cares? You've already seen an episode 4 times.
Yeah, you might miss like a rerun or something. But...
Shout out to Fox for your crazy ideas. At 10 p.m. on CBS is a show that, speaking of Ted Danson, I believe he was on this, CSI Crime Scene Investigation, probably the final season.
Yeah, I think that was the show he was on. I don't know. I don't watch any of the NCIS, CIS, whatever they are. They just...
Anything that is initials?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, I barely watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's still initials, so I have to kind of look at you like you are a bastard child of television because you are initials. All right. Fox this night, it was mostly football, but if you were in the right market at the right time, you would have got The Simpsons, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Family Guy, Bob's Burgers block.
Yeah, I was watching The Simpsons and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
On NBC, we had Dateline for 2 hours. It was on from 7 to 9.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then at 9 p.m., hold on to your seats. The final season where our future president was on a reality show, Celebrity Apprentice.
The final season of Trump's Celebrity Apprentice, huh? Okay.
Which was not that long ago.
Not really.
In the grand scheme of things. No, this was 2 years ago. So our president 2 years ago was hosting a reality show.
So this is only like 6 months before not even 6 months, before he announced he was running, when he came down the escalator at Trump Towers.
Exactly. So America, you voted for this. So by all means, accept him. That would be like if, I'm trying to think of like who is another shitty reality TV character being president.
Flavor Flav?
Yeah. I Love New York from...
Any of the guys from The Bachelor?
Oh, could you imagine?
Okay, Rachel Riley.
From Big Brother, Rachel Riley?
Yeah.
Yeah, could you imagine? Like, she would treat it like a head of household.
She would.
She'd be like, where's my CD? Where's my CD that I get?
Where's my tequila, Big Brother? I want tequila.
And they will only give you barely a bottle of wine.
She did get a little bottle of tequila once.
Oh, did she?
Mm-hmm, in season 12.
Well, I think CBS likes her, right?
Yeah, in season 12, she got a bottle of tequila, and then she got really trashed, and let's just say the feeds were not on her for a while.
Well, they keep bringing her back for these little like appearances. Like she came into the Over the Top online season for like a night.
Yeah, and it was so awkward because like most of them didn't know who she was. It was actually kind of wonderful.
Oh, it was wonderful because everyone they brought back, nobody knew who they were.
Like they knew who Paul was
because it was fresh off the boat.
Exactly. Like Paul's the only one they knew.
Well, but I think when you're in sequester, I think you probably watched the most recent season.
Yeah, they give you they usually have at least 2 seasons available for you to watch. And then they have movies and stuff for you to watch too. But they really want you to watch the seasons so that you understand the game. But there are definitely people who go in there and have not watched anything except for like maybe a couple episodes.
You mean like Justin from the Over the Top season?
Yeah.
It was like week 2 and he's like, oh my God, this is a game? Like we're supposed to vote people off?
Yeah, they don't know like what any of the powers are. They don't know how anything works.
All right, so shall we go into the TV Guide summaries of Galavant?
Yes, let's hear these summaries.
All right, so I got the summaries for both of them. I guess they split the episode up into 2. So you had the pilot and then the episode Joust Friends, which they grouped as in 1 hour.
That is correct.
So this is what TV Guide had to say about the pilot. In the premiere of this musical comedy about a medieval hero named Galavant, who's fallen on hard times after losing the love of his life, Madalena, to the evil King Richard, a princess offers him a chance at redemption and to win her back. But first, He's got to give up the booze and get himself back in fighting shape. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Okay, that's a lot of info.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
the summary for Joust Friends is Galavant enters a jousting tournament to test his return to form, and King Richard tries to get Madalena to like him.
Okay, yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
That's pretty much the summary, I guess, but there's also 30 minutes of song and dance between the two episodes.
And there's nothing wrong with that. These are songs by Alan Menken.
And I have no idea who that is.
Okay, he did the music for The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Tangled, all kinds of Disney movies and musicals.
So this is a Disney joint?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I mean, I know it's on ABC, but I don't know these things.
No, it's totally a Disney kind of thing.
All right. Well, I think you should take me through the world of Galavant, and I will just kind of add my commentary, I guess, when necessary.
Okay. So we start off with Galavant is on this horseback ride, and he is on his way to save Madalena, who at this point he believes is the love of his life. It's the first woman he's ever fallen in love with, and he fell hard for her because he was trying not to fall in love with anybody because his parents always fought even though they loved each other. So he's like, I don't want to deal with that. But he fell hard, and he's a knight, he's a hero, so he's gonna go save her. And that the jester is singing the song. He's our narrator throughout the whole thing. He's the one singing Galavant the whole time.
Okay, so Galavant he's like the town hero. He saves you from dragons and from wildebeests and just like any threats that come into this village they live in. And
he's the hero, and he is known for kingdoms upon kingdoms around.
Okay, so has he banged Madalena yet?
Oh, yeah.
Like, have they consummated their... All right, so she's given it up. So she's been deflowered, and this was not scandalous in medieval times, or was this allowed? I forget medieval rules sometimes.
I think if you were a commoner, it was okay, but if you were royalty, not so much. And Madalena is definitely a commoner.
She's a commoner who becomes royalty.
Yes, because King Richard kidnaps her. Basically, King Richard has Gareth, his henchman, kidnap Madalena because he thinks she's hot and he wants her as his wife.
So he's kind of like that music producer that just wants to kind of like nab the next big thing. So he goes to the streets to try to find somebody, and it's Madalena.
Yeah, that's one way to put it, yeah.
Yeah, we have to modernize this for my mind.
Except that a music producer is probably not still a virgin.
I'm not really good at medieval things. Like, I have a hard time with like Game of Thrones and that thing that's on the CW, Reign. Like, I have a hard time with medieval things.
And that's probably why you hate The Princess Bride.
Yes, exactly, because it takes place in the olden days. I need like a good funky beat, like maybe a Boyz II Men soundtrack, like just something to bring me into reality.
So you're totally fine with The Knight's Tale then, starring Heath Ledger.
I've never seen it, but I'm aware of it, but I've never seen it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to watch this medieval tripe. I have a life to live. I'm not looking to the past. But I do like colonial era things, though.
Like Turn, Washington Spies.
Yes. And what was the Civil War show they had?
I don't know.
I've already forgot the name of it, so it couldn't have been that important. It has the guy that played Britney Spears' love interest on Crossroads.
Okay, I can't even remember who that was. And I've seen that movie like 20 times. Which I don't know which part is more embarrassing.
Probably the you can't remember his name part, because I've also seen it 20. Cause we're both equal here. We're both equal.
I mean, Britney Spears is a queen. So.
Yeah, so shout out to the quaint days of 2002 when Britney Spears decided to do a movie, which we should probably do someday for the podcast.
We should. We'll add it to the list later.
All right.
Okay, so Galavant, it's King Richard and Madalena's wedding day, and King Richard's like, tonight we're gonna do it. And I don't just mean we're gonna sit in bed and open our wedding gifts. We're gonna do it.
Yes, there's gonna be penetration. There's gonna be babies made.
He's never had sex, so he's like super excited to have sex with his wife.
What? He's never done it before?
No. This becomes a running joke in season 2 that he's still a virgin. Because a unicorn keeps following him around, and unicorns only follow virgins around.
Ooh. So it sounds like the show gets more exciting in its second season than these 2 episodes right here.
Well, you gotta have the setup.
You could have just went on to tvguide.com and just read the description that
I don't think I could have.
I just read aloud and just been like, this is what happens. Now just start watching when it gets really good. And AKA meet in the episode that Kylie Minogue's in, because that's all that matters to me. And this unicorn, apparently. I kind of want to see this unicorn.
The unicorn is awesome, but also there's a dragon in season 2.
Ooh, this I see. There's no dragons in this episode. There's no unicorns. There's no Kylie Minogues. Like what? What the hell did you make me watch these first 2 episodes for? I want my money back.
I'm sorry, I didn't pay you anything, and you didn't pay me anything, so there's no money to give you back.
Metaphorical money.
So, Galavant is trying to save Madalena before she marries Richard, and he shows up, and he's just like, he's such a badass. Everybody's just like, oh, Galavant's here? Okay, we're out of the way.
Yeah, he's kind of like the Bruce Willis of this medieval town, I guess.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, it's Galavant. They're kind of fawning over him. They're like fanboying over him. They're like, ooh, it's Galavant. He's come to slay our king.
If they had Tumblr back then, there totally would have been like Tumblr pages devoted to him.
Oh, yes, Galavant would have been like the badass frat boy with a heart of gold kind of guy.
He would have been like the Prime Minister of Canada type guy, I'm thinking.
So Galavant's like, okay, Madalena, I'm here to rescue you. I can't give you money. I can't give you fame. Blah, blah, blah. And Madalena's kind of like, you know what? I think I'm going to marry Richard because he can give me that stuff. And I figure it's nice to have things instead of be poor.
Yeah, she wants things. And she doesn't want to have to be a commoner forever because, let's be real, that's what she'll end up being if she stays with Galavant, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, though Galavant's not exactly a commoner if he's a knight. Like, he's a step above.
He has notoriety and fame, but he's like, in the grand scheme of things, he's probably like the Wahlberg brother that you don't know their name.
Okay, yeah.
He's like the one who opened the restaurant, the one who actually like runs the day-to-day stuff.
The one who actually needs that as a job.
Yeah, like he actually does the work. And Donnie and Mark are just like traveling around the country, being on TV, like pretending to be the face of this shit. Is this the second time we brought up Wahlburgers in the podcast?
I think we brought it up in another episode, maybe the last one.
Yeah, we always go through these weird phases where we just keep bringing up certain things.
That is true.
So Galavant is the other Wahlberg brother, whose name we do not know.
So Galavant has just had his heart destroyed. In this one moment, Madalena has just stolen whatever confidence, strength that he had and stomped on it and made him the weakest, most ridiculous, drunken fool.
Yes. So then we kind of like flash forward a year, or am I jumping ahead?
No, we move ahead a year.
Okay. So we flash forward ahead a year. Madalena has still not given it up. She's still making King Richard be a virgin, and
yeah, she has told him that she has a vow of chastity, and he's like, okay, but she's totally going along and screwing the jester.
Oh yeah, she thinks he's hilarious. He's like the Rob Schneider, Adam Sandler type comedian of this community.
Yeah, like he's just like, it's ridiculous stuff, but you know, he can get away with it because Madalena thinks it's funny because she's...
Oh yeah, she likes a little comedy peen, so all the power to her.
Like, if they weren't sleeping together, these jokes would not fly.
That jester's head would be on a platter right now.
Yeah, like, the only reason Richard hasn't, like, ordered him killed is because Madalena finds him funny. And he's trying to make her happy.
That's why we still get Adam Sandler movies. There's a weird tie-in there to the real life. Mm-hmm. Because somebody out there still thinks, there's some woman out there that thinks that Adam Sandler is funny, and that's why Adam Sandler movies keep getting made. And meanwhile, back down in the village, Galavant, I guess he gained 20 pounds over the last year. He
gained 20 pounds. All he does is drink and eat. He doesn't go off and fight dragons or anything. He just, like, lays around and smells.
He has a muffin top now.
Yeah, he's got a muffin top. His squire Sid is like, sir, you need to work. We need money.
And he's like, no, not at all.
Galavant's like, what's the point? What's the point? And Princess Isabella shows up from Valencia.
Who is Princess Isabella? This is where I get a little confused.
Okay. She is a princess from the country Valencia, which was taken over by Richard and Madalena 4 months prior.
Okay. And she lived in a dungeon for a little bit with like a green jewel?
Yeah, because her parents hid her in the dungeon with the Jewel of Valencia to keep it hidden from Richard and Madalena.
It gets very Inglorious Bastard-like hiding in the basement, like under the floorboards.
Yeah, it's like she's right under the throne room and she could like listen in on what's happening.
Yeah, she like will crack up the floorboard every now and then, just kind of like look around to see like what's what.
And be like, what are these idiots doing in my kingdom?
Meanwhile, she has this jewel they're all looking for, this like emerald thing.
Yes, and it's like giant. It's like the size of her head.
It reminds me of something that like Indiana Jones would be after.
Yes, it's totally that kind of thing.
It looks fake. You would buy it at Home Goods.
Yeah, totally. It's just like a piece of pressed glass. But it's been in Valencia for thousands of years.
She escapes, I guess, somehow. Or she leaves. She finds like an escape path.
She tells Galavant that she has escaped, and she's come to Galavant to help save her kingdom because he is supposed to be the greatest, most noble hero of them all. And what she finds is not what she was told she would find.
Basically, she finds herself a 2016 John Stamos on Ambien, like about to go to rehab. That's what she lands herself. And she's like, oh shit, I should have been here like 2 years earlier.
Like, oh, Galavant, this is not what I was expecting.
Yeah, I should have been here in the 80s when you were Blackie on General Hospital. But no, I'm here when you're on fucking Grandfathered with the kid from Drake and Josh.
It's like all those sports movies where they have to go to like the famous like sports guy for like advice, and he's just like this washed up old fool who hasn't worked out in 20 years.
Oh, it's one of those like we get a montage in this. We get like a montage video of them trying to.
Yeah, we'll get a training montage in the second episode.
Was it the second episode? I don't know. It all blended together to me.
Yeah, it was the second episode. But so they have a little song about like how this is not what she was looking for. And she's pissed off. She's like, you are just trash. And you can't help me because you suck. And he's like, okay, doors on the wall. Bye.
Yeah, it's not like he asked for her to go there.
Yeah, he's just like, bye. I don't need you. I'm not in the mood to do anything. I just need my beer. I need whatever food the pub will make me and sit to do whatever needs to be done while I lay here and smell.
Yeah, he was perfectly content with being a has-been. Perfectly content. Mm-hmm. He might get a little drunk every now and then and like talk about his heyday, but you know what? At the end of the day, he would go home and he would just, I don't know, pass out in bed and wake up 2 days later and he was fine with it.
Yes, exactly. Like he has no drive to do anything.
Which is cool. I mean, I get it. I totally get it.
Well, that is until later when he's at the pub and the guy running the pub is like, nope, you're cut off. You got to pay me.
What?
Yeah. And as he's looking and he's like trying to plot some way to get more booze, he sees the reflection of the jewel in his beer stein. That
would be like if Ted Danson walked up to Norm and was like, hey, not Norm. Yeah, Norm.
Yeah, it would be Norm.
That would be like if Ted Danson walked up to Norm and was like, hey, pay up, dude, pay up. And Norm would be like, what? What? I didn't bring my wallet with me tonight. What are you talking about? And he would just run out of there and then probably like trip over a bar stool.
There were definitely episodes where Norm tried to avoid having to pay. I think there was one where Woody's girlfriend Kelly was working at the bar and he convinced her that every time he had a beer to erase one of the marks in the tab book.
Ooh. Scandalous. Scandalous at Cheers. Shout out to Cheers. We should do another episode of Cheers soon. I feel like we're overdue.
We should. We'll add it to the list later.
We will. All right. So where are we in Galavant?
Okay. So Galavant goes up to the princess and he's all like, so what's up? And he's like, how about you buy me a drink? So he cons her into a drink and dinner and she tells him the story, which is slightly fabricated, about what King Richard is doing in Valencia, because she's actually working with King Richard to get Galavant to Valencia so that King Richard can kill him. Or rather, have Gareth kill him.
Confused? You won't be. After Kat explains the rest of the plot to you.
I'm sorry, did this suddenly become an episode of soap?
Yes. I totally did not pick up on any of that at all.
You didn't?
No. This was like the hardest thing I've ever had to watch. I don't know why.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so she is plotting with the king to bring Galavant there, because if he can kill Galavant, they'll leave Valencia, and then her family will get the kingdom back, and he'll stop killing all the Valencians.
Okay, fair enough.
So because at this point, up until like now, she hadn't mentioned King Richard or Madalena, but as soon as she does, Galavant's like, wait, King Richard?
Yeah, and isn't that where the episode ends?
I have to get rid of him. I have to take him out. I have to fight for my love, Madalena. Like, that drive, that passion is back.
And that's where we kind of get the freeze frame that like flips over to the next episode, I believe, which is Galavant training and kind of returning himself to his former glory, getting rid of that muffin top, shedding those 20 pounds.
Well, first he has the dream. He has that dream that he's saving Madalena from King Richard, and then she starts laughing at him, and he has no pants on.
Yeah, and he has like a tiny penis, maybe? I don't know. Like, why is he embarrassed?
Why does it always come back to penis size with you, Patrick? Is there an issue we need to discuss?
Not at all. Don't worry.
And then we get one of my favorite songs, Off on a Hero's Journey, where they're talking about going on this journey, and there's a line in there where Princess Isabella is like, as long as he doesn't find out I'm working for the king. And Galavant's like, wait, what'd you say? She's like, nothing.
Yeah, I don't like her already. She's already kind of annoying. Like, do we grow to like her, or is she just...
We grow to love her.
Okay, we grow to love her, not just grow to like her?
Yeah, we grow to love her.
She's kind of like our Kelly Taylor of the story.
Kind of.
Like, it's like, oh my God, she sucks. Then all of a sudden, you're like, you know what? I kind of like her now.
Yeah, we get to the king telling Gareth and the chef, who we met in the first episode, but we didn't mention, that they need to promise him to never start a marriage with a kidnapping, because it just doesn't work.
I mean, that seems pretty fair. That's a fair assumption.
That's pretty good advice. I mean, it's just not going to be an easy marriage if you start it with a kidnapping.
Yeah, I mean, that same principle holds up today.
Exactly. Richard is like, I need to be more of a man for Madalena so that she'll give up her vow of chastity. And he wants Gareth to make him a man, so they go to Gareth's chambers, and it's like super masculine, creepy, scary.
It's like very, it's like bros. It's like a bro cave.
Yes, it's just like total man cave, bro cave kind of thing.
There's some like old timey playboys there. Like what's going on? What's in this bro cave?
I don't know, but it has a weird smell, so I don't think I want to know.
You mean you've never have entered a man cave before?
Well, I have, and they have weird smells, and I don't want to know what those smells are from.
What does a man cave smell like to you?
Dirty laundry, cigar smoke.
Those are two fair assumptions. Yeah, okay, I agree with you.
You're like, okay. Stale beer.
I'm not a big cigar smoker, so I don't think there'll be a cigar scent in my man cave, but stale beer is a possibility.
I think there might be a different scent.
I would not do it in the man cave. I would go outside. I know you're talking about marijuana.
So, yeah. So it's just like that kind of room.
Okay, a little medieval man cave.
Yes, medieval man cave.
That would be the name of a great bar.
I feel like that would be a gay bar.
Yeah.
Just an FYI.
Shout out to the medieval man cave.
Just an FYI. Then, meanwhile, Galavant is going to sign up for a joust, and they put up the Jewel of Valencia because they don't have the 100 coins or whatever they need.
Yeah, the rupees or whatever they collect back in these days.
Pence or whatever it is.
6 pence, none the richer.
Or something like that. And John Hamm is there, played by John Stamos.
What's his name? John Hamm?
John Hamm.
Wow. So bold. Such a bold name.
It is. And then it's like, John is making these, like, your mama jokes, and Galavant is like, 2056. So your mama jokes are just so out of vogue. They're so old.
Wait, this is the future? It's the future?
No, it's 1256.
Oh, I thought you said 2056. So I was like, whoa. It's like,
maybe I did. I don't know. I'm on my second glass.
I was like, whoa, did Donald Trump really fuck up America that we resorted back to medieval times in 2017?
We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, like that could have been the twist of the series. This could have been the future.
That could have been a really crazy twist.
Yeah, so you get to the final episode, and Galavant finds a calendar, and it's like there's a picture of Donald Trump on it, and it's like our 45th president, and you're like the audience is like, oh, fuck.
Well, now we understand.
But it's 1256, really.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's 1256. And then we get the shirtless, wet Galavant during the training montage where Princess Isabella is training him to do his nightly duties again. Because she is the only child and her father treated her like a boy at times.
Yeah, you get Puffy Galavant.
Mm-hmm. We get our Puffy Galavant. But, even with those extra 20 pounds, he's not bad to look at.
No, and you know what? They probably like made him sit at a funny angle so he looked like he was kind of bulkier than he probably is in real life.
Yes,
yeah.
Probably.
It's like, hold on, Galavant, can you crouch over and like roll your legs up? Because it's going to make all like your belly scrunch up. So it's going to look like a muffin top. And he's like, yeah, sure. Why not? Let's do it.
Like, I'll see if I can do that with all this muscle right here. Just put me in baggy clothes.
And they did. That's what they did.
That's really what they did. And then,
They made him TV fat.
Yeah, they made him TV fat, which is like normal person skinny.
Yes.
Richard tries to show Madalena how manly he is during dinner, but he's King Richard, so he's just not manly. He's just not.
No.
And he's like, Timothy Osmond, who played King Richard, based the character on King John from Disney's Robin Hood, the snake.
I was going to say he reminded me of Robin Hood Men in Tights, the Richard Lewis Sheriff. Not the King. Yeah, King Richard from...
The King John there.
Yeah.
Kind of sniveling, like, is really a wimp but wants the power kind of thing.
Yeah, like a part of me was like, is that Richard Lewis from Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Princess Isabella brings John some absinthe to get him drunk and high as a kite so that he cannot joust the next day because she's not totally confident in Galavant's ability.
Ooh, I kind of like that. Yeah, I like that idea. I like that little mischiefness.
And then we have the joust. It is like the slowest joust ever. John is drunk and Galavant cannot move. He slept on the horse in his armor because he overtrained.
He has like a kink shoulder, basically. He probably needed some meds, some narcotics to kind of like bounce him back into shape, but they obviously don't have that medieval time, so instead he just has to deal with the shit.
Or maybe some icy hot or something.
Yeah, exactly. Bag bomb or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, John and Galavant are like on the ground, like shriveled up in pain.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, how about the first one who stands up is the winner?
Yeah, the first one to their feet wins. And Galavant wins because John falls back down.
Galavant wins and saves the day for the moment?
Yeah, they like win like the money and the chicken and they get the jewel back, so it's all good. They have money to like continue forward on their journey.
On their quest, on the hero's quest. And that's pretty much where the episode ends, I believe, correct?
We're not, because we got to do the Madalena and Richard part.
Ooh, okay, sorry.
They're just like skipping ahead. Gosh, Patrick.
We're getting feisty cat tonight.
Yeah, you are. You're getting a really feisty cat. So Madalena and Richard are at dinner, and Richard's like, I love watching you eat because, like, you just don't care. And she's like, well, I don't. She tells the story about how she had a pet goat named Jenny. And eventually her parents ran out of food, so she had to go out and kill Jenny, skin Jenny, and eat Jenny. So now she just doesn't think about it.
That's a horrible, horrible thought right there.
Yes. What's interesting is that, like, right before that, when Sid had the chicken, he goes, are we eating the chicken or keeping it as a pet? And they're like, eating. He's like, okay, good. I don't have to name it.
Oh, that's horrible.
Because you don't want to eat something you've named.
No. Just fucking go find, like, a pear tree in the woods.
And it also explains why Madalena chose to be with Richard over Galavant. Because she's had those hardships, and she doesn't want those hardships.
Yeah. I don't think I like Madalena. Do we grow to like her?
No, we don't like Madalena. Madalena turns out to be a completely psychotic evil.
We are supposed to always hate Madalena, right? Like, you're supposed to be like, why is Galavant after? She is like, you know, when they do like a romantic comedy and they just have like the bad girlfriend.
Yeah, the bad girlfriend or the shitty boyfriend. That's who she is.
Yeah, she's like the shitty ex that they bring in. So like when they put her next to Jennifer Aniston, you're like, oh my God, Jennifer Aniston's so wonderful. And this other woman is a beast.
Yes, exactly. It's like when you put Kevin Bacon next to Jay Moore and you're like, yes, Jay Moore is the guy for Jennifer Aniston, not Kevin Bacon.
Is that a Picture Perfect reference?
Yes.
Shout out to 1997.
Love you, Jennifer Aniston.
Which, in hindsight, is like an awful movie. Just awful things happen in it.
You saw my reaction to it live one night when I watched it.
Yeah, we'll definitely watch it on the podcast. We'll add it to the list.
Yes, because Kat had some 2016 Kat issues with 1997.
We all have issues with 1997 when we're in 2016.
Well, it's 2017 now.
I said shout out to 2016, but no shout out to 2016. You can stay where you are.
2016, I don't know who hurt you, but It's over now. You're gone.
Daddy issues with 2016. 2016 is John Locke. Did he have daddy issues?
Yes, he had like the biggest daddy issues. Like Jack had daddy issues, but John Locke had daddy issues. Okay, can we be real? Like everybody on that damn island had daddy issues.
I know. Like shout out to daddy issues.
Okay, so Richard, after Madalena's like, I had to eat my pet goat, he's like, well, I never even had a meal with my parents. He's like, the only person who ever loved me was my nanny, Pearl. And then we get another song called Maybe You're Not the Worst Thing Ever, which is Madalena and Richard, and also Galavant and Isabella, kind of both seeing the good in each other, even though they're kind of disgusted with each other. And it's where you get that first like hint that Isabella and Galavant are going to fall in love.
Oh, this show. Oh, yeah. Like she's on top of him by accident for a second. And then he's like, wait a second. I'm still in love with Madalena. And then Isabella's like, for real? Like we just had chemistry for the past 15 minutes and you're still stuck up on this bitch? She's like, damn, we got like 2 seasons to flip this script right here.
Mm-hmm. And then Madalena, after the song, pretty much, she's already like destroyed Galavant. Now she has to destroy Richard. And she goes, the only reason Nanny Pearl loved you is because your parents paid her to. And then she storms off.
Yes, then she bangs the jester.
Yeah, she goes, like, she sleeps with the jester, and King Richard goes to Gareth for a hug, and Gareth earlier was like, I don't hug. Because the last person I hugged was my father, and that was when I stabbed him. So, but Gareth hugs him. Like, they have this weird, like, brotherly thing that gets really complicated.
It's a medieval bromance.
But the best bromance will be later on between King Richard and Galavant.
Ooh, plot twist. So maybe we should jump ahead like 15 episodes to the Kylie Minogue episode.
And that is the first 2 episodes of Galavant.
Ooh, all right. Well, the way you explain it is much better than what I saw unfold on the screen. Like I would watch that show, even though I watched that show. Okay,
so what else do we have? What's coming up?
All right, so I think our next episode is going to be very exciting because we have been talking about doing this for a while, but we put it on the back burner for quite some time. It is the middle of winter, and I don't know, we kind of are stuck in a frozen state of mind. So what would happen if the world froze? Well, we are going to find out what may happen when the world almost freezes when we watch The Arc of Luke Saves the World on Dun 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 General Hospital, which is still on the air.
It is one of the 4 soaps still left on the air.
So who knows what we'll talk about? We got like 40 years of General Hospital history to discuss in the span of an hour.
And Kat's been we've got over 50 years of General Hospital history.
50 years, even more years to discuss in the span of an hour. So definitely join us next week when we save the world with Luke. When it's basically him just like tapping on an old fashioned computer.
Yes, and it's like hilariously like cheesy and bad and cheap.
And I can't wait to discuss that. So join us next week on a very special podcast when we save the world with Luke. And as always,
bye.
Until next time.